listen, she's a beautiful young lady. And there's a lot of beautiful young ladies in the WNBA. But when you do that, you can't come down the line and complain about being objectified later on. It's not going to work with people. Whether it's right or wrong, it's not going to work. And when you do stuff like that and you're drawing attention to yourself because of that, that can be problematic for you.
Stephen A. Smith just sent shockwaves through the WNBA world, and Angel Reese is at the center of the storm. After a controversial New Year's Eve stunt, the outspoken ESPN host didn't hold back, comparing Reese directly to Caitlin Clark, and the verdict? Brutal. But here's the thing, this isn't just about a dress. It's about image, branding, and what it really takes to survive in the high-stakes world of professional women's basketball. Buckle up, because this story is about to get messy.
Here's the part that I like about the backlash. Clearly, it's something that a lot of people can't take. So if it's something that you can't take, maybe you shouldn't expose yourself to the backlash and provoking the backlash.
It was supposed to be a celebration. New Year's Eve, 2024. Angel Reese, the WNBA's rebounding queen, posts a bold photo on Instagram. Within minutes, the internet explodes, and not in a good way. Fans, critics, and sports commentators alike flood her comments. Then, in a move no one saw coming, Reese deletes her entire Instagram account. But was this really a one-off misstep or a career-altering moment?
Especially when the comparison is going to be drawn to Caitlin Clark, who isn't doing such things. That might not be fair. I'm not saying it is. And you certainly have the right to dress how you want and to do what you want and to live your life. But people have a right to have their opinions about what you put on display. And if they don't like it and they believe that it's not the right thing for you to be doing when you talk about building your brand, I don't know how you can argue that to her.
Smith's words cut deep, and they came just hours after Reese's sudden disappearance from Instagram. The message was clear. Actions have consequences. For Smith, it wasn't about shaming, it was about brand awareness. And in the WNBA, image is currency.
My daughters are fully aware. Daddy had better damn well not see an outfit like that on social media. Nah, I ain't judging Angel Reese. Live your life. I'm talking about my daughters.
Right.
I promise you. I better not see that. They could be in college in LA, in Boston, or anywhere in between. Daddy would drop the mic, hop in the car, on the plane, or wherever. That ain't gonna happen. You said, I'm not having it. That's me.
This is where things get interesting. Smith drew a direct line between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, two of the league's most talked about young stars. The problem? In his eyes, Clark's brand is spotless, while Reese's is unpredictable.
She deleted her Instagram, and that's the most important part about all of this, because clearly she's uncomfortable with some of the backlash that she's getting because she deleted her Instagram.
This isn't just about a dress. It's about trust, the trust between an athlete and her fans, her sponsors, and the league itself. Smith questioned whether Reese is playing to win or playing for attention. And in professional sports, the difference can be career-defining.
Let's call it what it is. I am not trying to say that she should be criticized or she is wrong. What I'm saying is, by pulling it down, clearly you felt there was something wrong with it.
Smith wasn't done. He warned that every misstep will now be compared to Caitlin Clark's flawless record, fair or not. And in a league where opportunities can vanish overnight, that shadow can be career-ending.
Yes, you are 22. Yes, you are young. And there's a lot of things that we didn't want people to know about when we were her age. Fair enough, especially me, okay? Because I'm 30 plus years removed from that age. I got that part. There was no social media then or whatever. But here's my point to you. She knows this social media. She is not dumb. She's quite a brilliant young lady. She's very smart, very accomplished. And on top of it all, she is in this age where she does know social media exists, and she has exploited it to her advantage. And so when you take that into consideration, that means you're mindful of the imagery and the perception that you're assisting in creating about yourself.
So what now for Angel Reese? Does she double down on her public persona or take Smith's advice and focus on her game? The ball is in her court, but in the age of viral moments, every move is amplified.
Here's what I have a problem with, Tori. Angel Reese, in doing the things that she has done, let's face reality. She's going to be attached to Caitlin Clark to some degree. If Angel Reese had never waved her hand in her face when LSU was beating Iowa for in the Final Four of the national championship, if that hadn't happened, Angel Reese's name might not be as...
In the world of pro sports, your name is your brand, and one post can define you for better or worse. The question is, which side of history will Angel Reese choose?
What's not debatable is the fact that Caitlin Clark has handled her branding extremely well. Whereas with Angel Reese, sometimes you find yourself scratching your head and wondering what the hell she's doing. Like that photo right there.
Angel Reese is under fire again. This time, ESPN's Stephen A. Smith isn't holding back, and his message is crystal clear. She's not Caitlin Clark. Endorsement deals on the line, brand image crumbling, and the WNBA world divided. Tonight, we break down exactly what happened, what Stephen A. really meant, and how this could make or break Angel Reese's career.
Have to be cognizant that no matter how you step out of your house, you are now Angel Reese. And you will always be picked apart, unfortunately. It comes with the crown. You're a queen. You're beautiful, So you just have to remember that if you aren't ready for the scrutiny, if you're not ready for the heat, then, you just got to be mindful that what comes with it. You have to be mindful with what comes.
The WNBA season was supposed to be Angel Reese's chance to shine. But instead of highlight reels, she's making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Stephen A. Smith recently addressed the growing tension, and he didn't sugarcoat it. His point, Caitlin Clark is rewriting the rookie playbook, while Reese is playing a dangerous game with her public image.
It might have been a right or wrong decision depending on what she feels or what other people feel. I'm just saying that what's inescapable is that even though she's not Caitlin Clark, she's going to be reminded she's not Caitlin Clark with every good thing that Caitlin Clark does, because that was her number one nemesis in a lot of people's eyes.
In Stephen Yes's own words, Caitlin Clark is breaking records, earning awards, and staying laser-focused on basketball. Angel Reese? She's been stirring social media drama and creating brand headaches. Smith made one thing clear: Reese doesn't have to be Caitlin Clark, but she does have to understand that brands and fans notice everything.
Number two, she was seen during various interviews and what have you, talking about threats, talking about insults, crying about how people were coming at her with such venom and hostility, particularly in her last year at LSU, before she ultimately graduated to the pros. She brought up all of these things, which means she was aware of it. And if you're aware of it, you have to understand that that's going to be part of the judgment that comes against you, fair or unfair. That's what I'm saying, Tor.
Before this controversy, Reese was riding high with Reebok, Beats by Dre, Amazon, and more. But now, brands are quietly reevaluating. It's not that they don't want to work with her, it's that they don't want the baggage. One slip on social media can erase millions in market value. Just ask Kyrie Irving.
Caitlin Clark, the reason I bring up Caitlin Clark is because they're attached at the hip with one another, which means they're ultimately going to be compared, Tori. And when you look at Caitlin Clark is balling. She's a rookie of the year. She was one of the finalists for the league MVP honors as a rookie, breaking all types of records. She should have been on Team USA. She didn't choose to play in an unrivaled league. Her brand building has been incredibly impressive.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is out there stacking wins on and off the court keynote speeches, podcasts with NFL legends, MVP nominations, and constant training. She's building a brand that's scandal-proof. The contrast is impossible to ignore, and Stephen A. knows it.
We have to remember one thing: she's not Caitlin Clark. And we can't ask her to be anyone else besides herself. And especially not right here. We're not going to do that. We want you to be you. We love seeing the great parts of your journey. But we also have to remember she's 22 years old.
At just 22, Reese is learning that fame in sports is a double-edged sword. Every post, every outfit, every reaction, it's all being measured. And right now, the scoreboard for public opinion isn't looking great.
You understand that everybody's got their own taste, their own flavor, and certainly their own rights. But there are other people that's going to exercise their rights to be ultra critical about it. And then I'm not even talking about the outfit that Angel Reese has worn. I'm talking about the overall pressure of having to be compared as a brand to somebody who's conducting their branding with near perfection. That's what I'm saying. She's going to have to deal with that, Tori, whether she likes it or not.
This isn't the end of Angel Reese's story, not by a long shot. But she's at a crossroads. Will she double down on the drama or pivot back to basketball and brand discipline? Stephen Yes's challenge wasn't meant to bury her, it was a wake-up call.
Bosses are always watching. Whether directly or indirectly, there's always eyes on you, okay? And so you could be in a nice dress, you could be on a red carpet, you could be on the beach on vacation or whatever. What you post is what they're paying attention to because they're trying to measure what your intentions are based off of what they see.
In sports, you can't control the spotlight, but you can control the story. Angel Reese's next moves will define her legacy. And the WNBA and the world are watching.
Don't want Adidas, I don't want Nike turning her down because they don't see her as someone that's marketable. Because
neither do I.
You know, and that's the pain that I had for her in this. But I want her to know, if she's listening, we're excited to still see you. Bring back that beautiful Instagram page and just learn from it.
Angel Reese entered the WNBA as one of the most marketable rookies we've ever seen. Reebok, Beats by Dre, nil deals stacked in the millions. But since Stephen Yes blunt criticism, the whispers have started, and they're not just coming from fans. Marketing executives are worried. Not about her talent, but about her image. We've already seen one collab quietly postponed, a photo shoot canceled, and insiders say one brand is even rethinking their contract renewal. It's the dark side of fame when public perception shifts. So, do the checks.
Younger kids right now are also not able to see 40 years from now. You know, you post that photo, you're not thinking, what's this gonna do to me 40 years from now? You know, think about that. You know, when you post this, what's gonna happen to my sponsorship? And my last thing is, if you're a young member of society today and you have social media and you are big time, just remember that you need to have advisors around you. Paid advisors, as well as people who knew you before your fame.
That's great advice.
Because
that's great advice.
Stephen Yes comments weren't just about Angel Reese. They were about the standard that Caitlin Clark is setting, a standard that's changing the WNBA's expectations for rookies. Clark isn't just winning games. She's building a bulletproof brand, no drama, no social media scandals, just production on the court and professionalism off it. It's why she's on billboards, hosting podcasts, and packing arenas while Angel is dealing with headlines she can't control.